This news update is brought to you by
This is the 6 p.m. Barbados Today update for Monday, July the 28th, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Good evening. Time for more women to step up to the plate and enter the fray of politics. This suggestion today from Acting Prime Minister Richard Seeley, who laments that women are still underrepresented in this region's parliaments. Addressing the start of a Commonwealth Parliamentary Association meeting in Bridgetown this morning, Seeley noted that despite progress, women are still finding it difficult to be selected as parliamentary representatives.
I therefore challenge the women of the region to dig deeper into this matter at the conference and perhaps to look at the support systems necessary to enable women to exercise political careers and come up with some fresh ideas for this recurrent topic that can be implemented with dispatch.
Mr. Seeley also raised concerns about the future of the region's youth, who he says continues to face high unemployment and underemployment. Meantime, opposition leader Mia Motley called for the abandonment of the adversarial politics practiced under the Westminster model of government.
What is required is a mechanism that allows us to treat the reform of our parliamentary system in the Commonwealth Caribbean in particular as a regional project with a defined outcome, recognizing that even for those of us who belong to CARICOM, you have a conflict of systems. For the Caribbean community is premised on the development of consensus for the way forward, but the national parliaments depend on an adversarial Westminster structure.
In other news, the opposition Shadow Minister on Education, Edmund Hinkson, is warning that the Friend Stewart administration is in danger of leaving behind a legacy of destruction in tertiary education. Hinkson further cautions that the future of university education for thousands of Barbadians continues to be in severe jeopardy as a result of what he sees as broken promises on the part of the government. Highlighting a promise made earlier this month by Education Minister Ronald Jones to put 3,000 bursaries in place for UWI students, Hinkson points out that weeks later, application forms for the bursaries are yet to materialize. He maintained that the current uncertainty has the potential to take the island back to the pre-independence era. When contacted, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Laurie King, told Barbados Today that the relevant information will be made available by tomorrow. Minister Jones was unavailable for comment. To news from the law courts now, two St. Philip men appeared in the District C Magistrates Court today on separate drug-related charges. 48-year-old Vincent Thorpe of Bushy Park answered to charges of possession of cannabis, possession with intent to supply, trafficking, and cultivation after 137 cannabis plants were discovered in the back of his home. Police made the discovery on Sunday. Meanwhile, 35-year-old Corey Toppin of Chapel No. 7 was charged with possession of 2 pounds of cannabis. He faced the court on charges of possession with intent to supply, and trafficking.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hey, I'm Caroline, the customer at Downstairs Only Alpha for Pablo, the original Batman, capital O, small B, small F for short. You call me Alpha. This is the Nirvana experience. I am feeling perfect happiness, pure joy, and this is bliss because Barbados Today, in association with Wednesday 2000, presents Tales Tales of Nirvana. Yes, listen to me. Why? Because Wednesday 2000, the band is Nirvana. This is Kudumment, the 2040 experience. And what they want you to do, if you believe that you know what Nirvana is, and you can get more Nirvana than me, you have more perfect happiness than me, more pure joy than me, more bliss than me, take a 60-second video, upload it to Tears of Nirvana at BarbadosToday.bb. Yes, and they will upload it to Facebook. People will like it or don't like it, but I know you want them to like it, and you can win 2 costumes for Wednesday 2014, which is Nirvana. This is Kaduma, the 2040 experience. Hey, for further information, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb. You hear me? www.barbadostoday.bb. Nirvana, Nirvana, Nirvana.
To news from the region, several CARICOM countries will benefit from a $15 million Japan-Caribbean Climate Change Partnership project. The agreement was signed today at the first ever one-day Japan-CARICOM Summit in Trinidad and Tobago. Guyana, Grenada, Jamaica, Suriname, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Belize, Dominica and St. Lucia will get assistance in developing and implementing climate change policies. Japan is also providing assistance to Caribbean countries through the Barbados-based Caribbean Development Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank in the development of renewable energy. And finally, on the international scene, officials in Libya are appealing for international assistance to contain a fire at one of the country's biggest fuel storage facilities. Firefighters had already put out the blaze at the storage unit when shrapnel hit a second tank after fighting between militant groups erupted. An oil spokesman says the situation is now out of control. With fears of a massive explosion, residents within a 2-mile radius are being urged to evacuate. And on that note, we end our 6 p.m. Barbados Today update. We'll be back again at 7 a.m. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or better yet, like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumia Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. For the latest news and sports, I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a wonderful evening.
This news update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch the sun power.